How important is it to have a standard way of looking at deals?
I think it's critical. In fact, it was a major issue at my previous company, where we went through endless discussions about various opportunities, and there was no common language, there was no common approach to actually analyzing a deal. Mm-hmm. So you didn't even know whether people were, if they were even speaking the same language, focusing on the right things in those opportunities. So there was a lot of redundant effort, a lot of lag in terms of analyzing deals, and it was very counterproductive. So the advantages of bringing in a common deal review approach or methodology and format is, number one, it gives you a common framework to discuss opportunities. Number two, it enables you to do it far more quickly because everybody's looking at it from the same perspective. And number three, the actual effort involved in progressing deals is much more productive because people are focusing on the right areas in those opportunities. I think it has a big impact on how productively you use your resources. And so qualifying out means that you're able to, out of deals of low probability or ones that you cannot win, means you have more resource available to focus on the opportunities which have the greatest probability of success. I think there is one other point which is quite important about a common way of looking at opportunities. It gives you the ability to actually gain a far better macro view of how your business is developing, not just as a sales manager, but also in terms of presenting progress in your region to the board or executive management in order to justify new investments or alternative approaches in terms of going to market. So I think it is a critical tool, not just in terms of day-to-day transactional effectiveness, but also in terms of developing strategies to enhance the future success and growth of your business. About a year ago, I recall, my team were working with a major global investment bank where they had a very specific set of issues with their trading platform, and our company's solution could, we believe, make a significant difference to actually eliminating that problem. However, we'd been trying to get into this account for almost a year, and they'd said to us, "You're too small, too new, we can't do business just at this point in time. Come back to us in 2 years' time when somebody else has proven the technology." However, once we'd identified that this organization had a real burning fire, we sat down, through a deal review, constructed a value proposition that we took to the business as a tactic or strategy. The deal review was the vehicle which we used to actually construct that proposition and build the set of tactics to take it to the business. Needless to say, 3 months later, we closed business for the first time with that investment bank, and they continued to, over time, to become one of our largest customers globally.
Who would you recommend should attend a deal review?
The salesperson and the sales manager should, as a bare minimum, participate in a deal review. And depending on the maturity, you then look to add other members of the extended sales team, whether that's pre-sales people or services people associated with the opportunity and delivering the opportunity. I'm a great believer in appropriate process as opposed to process for process sake. So from that, I'm sure you can gauge that I really believe deal reviews should focus on the relevant, pertinent information based on where the deal is at a particular point in time and what are the issues that you are dealing with, both as a sales team and in terms of the opportunity itself.
Following on the last question, what should you do before every deal review?
So number one, it's making sure the sales rep understands the format and the structure of the deal review itself and its duration. In terms of preparation, making sure the sales rep needs to put in the time, and there are many approaches and methodologies in terms of which format to use and the particular preparation that the sales rep needs to do. However, it's critical as a sales manager, you actually take the time prior to the deal review to review it. Otherwise, you're absolutely undermining the effort of your team.
How many times do you think you ought to review a deal? Let's say it's a $500,000, pounds, euros, whatever it might be, and it's significant for the company. How often should I come into you to have you help me with a deal review?
I think there's no stock answer in terms of what is the right frequency as a whole. However, I do believe they're critical events that should be triggering a deal review. So firstly, significant deals should be reviewed prior to any kind of commitment from the company in terms of significant piloting or demonstration resources, and certainly well before any commitments made about doing work on site with a particular product or solution at a client site, to be clear. That's one critical toll gate. I think another critical toll gate is prior to any major presentations where it's the opportunity to present to the decision-makers or decision-making committee, where it's your opportunity to get your unique proposition in front of the people that count.
Do you think that most sales reps today realize the cost of losing a deal?
There's a significant opportunity cost in terms of investing in any deal. So therefore, and particularly that opportunity cost grows significantly for deals that you lose. I say I never like losing deals, but if I'm going to lose one, I want to make sure I lose it early.